comment inside the lab on the live video as well. Okay, guys, so we should be live in the lab. I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds to make sure that everything's working correctly. If you are watching this video, though, make sure if you can hear us, you say hello in the chat, but I'll just make sure that it's all live. Just going to do my checks. Yeah, it looks like we're live, which is good. Okay, guys, so welcome to another episode of Live in the Lab. And today I'm joined with a very good friend of mine, Alexandr, who we were recently featured in his incredible e-commerce and Facebook marketing group here on Facebook, which has over like 35,000 members, and you've got a huge following on YouTube. And you know, you're someone who's been on the scene for a long time, and I'm really excited about the kind of things you're going to share in this group. But I can hype you up all I want. It's got to come from you. So if you could just do a quick little intro and let us know a little bit about kind of how you got into this space and what you're up to these days. And then hopefully we can dive into some questions. We've got like amazing questions to ask you. So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. I hope some real gold nuggets out for our lab watchers.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Oliver. Hey guys. Basically, my name is Alex Fedotoff. We specialize in Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising. So we spend on any given month from typically it's like $3-4 million on Facebook, paid advertising, mostly e-commerce brands and info products, and yeah, all direct response, no brand awareness. So pretty much if advertising is utilized, then it has to be like profitable. So yeah, that's pretty much the how everything is structured. In terms of the yeah, I mean, I've started as a freelancer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Was it always freelancing in media buying? Did you start as a freelancer in traffic, or like a lot of people will start as like a designer, or they'll start, like I did, on forums, and then you kind of fall into different spaces? But was this something you always wanted to do and trained as a freelancer, or did you kind of fall into the space?
Not really. I just needed to do something. I just needed to like transition from the from my like full-time job. And so I started like freelancing different things like AdWords, like search engine optimization and stuff. And then eventually like started to do like Facebook advertising for businesses. And, so more and more businesses started to ask about it. And, I just decided to do more of that, just focus on that one thing. And that's where it started to, like, when we had the initial conversation with you, like you said, okay, so there's like one thing, landing page, let's just focus on that.
Yeah.
The same was for me. So,
and what's your full? You mentioned you're in a full-time job. Was that anything to do with the online space or marketing, or was it something completely different?
Yeah, totally different. So I started initially like Elance, if you remember.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
Then it became like Upwork.
And so, why Facebook? Why traffic? Why?
It's like naturally. So we work like with. So I initially worked by myself. Work initially with like e-commerce businesses, most like naturally, and they asked about like Facebook advertising a lot, and it's kind of like naturally, based on the demand. As is probably for you, you just in the demand.
Yeah, you get asked more and more, and then you fall into that space, and you become an expert in it. I guess the more and more you do. So yeah, you say you're spending currently between 4 and 5 million per month on paid advertising.
Yeah. Like try all the accounts. Obviously, like typically, like Q4 is higher, obviously, because more want to leverage that point. Yeah, that's typically the spends.
Amazing. So yeah, really, really interesting to kind of learn more about how you got into the space and what you guys are doing now. So if it's okay with you, like I say, we've got loads of questions. By the way, guys, if you're watching this live, make sure you ask any questions for Alex or myself. We'd love to answer them on this video, but I've got some pre-written questions. Again, if you're watching this on a replay, make sure that you head on over to landingpagelab.com, where we do all these kind of live in the labs. It's a free Facebook group where you can join and watch some of these videos, and hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. But let's get into some of these questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah.
Amazing. Cool. So we had a question that said, how do you locate suppliers for products? Now, I know that obviously we were speaking before this, and some of your clients will do drop shipping. Some will actually own the products themselves. But let's say, for example, you've got someone who just wants to get into marketing their own product via paid media. How would you recommend they go and find those products and find suppliers?
A very good question. So if that's like their own product, they want to like, is that like for their own product, they want to like source kind of
I'm guessing so. So they want to go out and sell their own product. You know, they may not want to actually wholesale the product and have it themselves, but they might want to fulfill it and put their own branding on it and stuff like that.
Okay, I mean, if that's the situation, so for us, like for example, now we have like good connections with suppliers and agents like in China, and pretty much for us, like we can source like any product. I mean, now it's easy, but it came. I mean, like initially, it's just you ask other people, and people give you. I'll share my agents. Like if any of you guys like you need like agents, like good agents in China to pretty much like source any product. So these are the ones that we worked with. I don't know how to share it with you.
You can paste it in the discussion after. That's not a problem. But it's more of a relationship thing. You kind of ask other people who are doing similar to what you want to do. How do you find that product? Who finds these products for you? And then over time, you built up that kind of Rolodex of people that can get you these products, right? Yeah,
and obviously you get burned. Like you can get burned like a lot, on this journey, because you start working with suppliers, and then it like turns out like they haven't shipped the products
to
customers, and then you get like tons of chargebacks
and negative reviews and all that good stuff.
And so we've been burned like several times. So now it's like we work with people that we can fully trust.
Sure. And is there any like online resources that help with that? Like any particular Facebook groups, or I'm just thinking if people are watching this, like for example, Paul's just said, "Hey, nice to see you here, Paul," and he said, "Yes, please, he'd love that kind of list." But let's say, for example, someone doesn't have a direct contact with you, and you don't want to receive thousands of messages per day saying who's the supplier. Where did you start? Where did you start building those relationships? Is it going to events? Is it going to Affiliate Worlds, for example, or how do you build those relationships?
Yeah, Affiliate World, like definitely. So we've been like even approached by several companies, that do kind of like the fulfillment, the sourcing of the products. Typically they have their own margins, right? So these companies, they they want to make money as well, and they charge you for kind of like for facilitating that service. Ideally, you want to kind of like, so you work with an agent, you work with supplier, and Affiliate World, like Facebook groups, like you can ask, just in free Facebook groups, like people had experience with certain supplier, and if other people can vouch for them as well, then it's might something that it's worthwhile to test. But then we have our own kind of like community for like e-commerce entrepreneurs where we kind of like connect all of these dots for them, and make all of the introductions. But then at the end of the day, like you wanna start with that, but you wanna also like streamline that over time, because let's say that now like 10% or 20% of the margin that you pay for this, for supplier or for the agent to fulfill your products, that's pretty much cutting into your profit. So eventually you wanna evolve to the point where like it's either you sourcing the products and you ship it to like to warehouse and ship it directly, or having your own warehouse. That's another option. So you want to just evolve through that kind of ladder, because that's pretty much your margins.
Okay, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Cool. So lots of networking, lots of asking questions, sieving through the shit, as it would be, like finding out who's trustworthy and who comes with a reputation, and kind of going from there. Cool. Moving on to the next question. So this one's more, obviously we're live in the lab. So this is our landing page guys lab, more focused towards conversions and landing pages. And it's just a question for you. Do you send traffic to a store, a website, a product page, or is it typically like kind of we were talking about the other day, like a direct response sales page, or does it just differ per client, or what do you see the best results with personally?
Yeah, we still send traffic. Yeah, man. You wouldn't like the answer, right? We still send traffic to the store pages. So yeah, not all of them go like directly to funnels. We have this kind of like progression. So for example, we validate the product with like regular Shopify, then we use page builders like Zipify, and then we do like click funnels, right? And then obviously
Sure.
the next like logical solution would be to utilize someone like yourself, your company to.
You don't have to say that.
But I mean, it's logical.
No,
Again,
I know. Yeah, we again, like we were live in Alex's group the other day, and it was that similar conversation that once you've proven a concept, the next logical step is to have that direct response sales funnel built, because it will just typically convert better.
Yeah.
But you start on kind of these Zipify and click funnels.
You wanna like test and get the proof of concept as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
If you like spend time building the funnel and then it turns out product doesn't sell, then so product like validation always goes first.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Definitely. That's why a lot of people say, do you think ClickFunnels is a good product? And we're like, yes, it is a good product to get that kind of initial concept and prove that it converts and prove that the product sells. But then, like you said, it's far better than building those direct response sales pages. So guys, if you're watching live in the lab, make sure you ask your questions. We're here to answer. We're going to get into question 3 now. So you mentioned Facebook, Instagram. You mentioned these 4 or 5 million amazing kind of stats per month that you're running. Do you touch any different traffic sources? And do you notice the performance changes? Like even between Instagram and Facebook, does the performance change? And do you do any other kind of traffic sources the way you see that performance, either up or down?
Yeah, so we specialize mostly in like Facebook, Instagram. I mean, we try other platforms, but not on the big scale. Most like retargeting. So kind of like on a smaller scale, like we haven't like figured those out. But in terms of the in terms of like Facebook versus Instagram, that will depend. That will depend on the product. For example, if business has like a good following already on Instagram, and their content is more like native for the Instagram, then probably Instagram will be like a better platform for them. And they're also like very interconnected. So for example, people might see something on Instagram, they might remember it, go to like search box like in Google, like they type your name and they click on a Google retargeting ad and they actually purchase. Or they get like on your or they get like on your email list, and then like 1 month after they purchase something. So the sales cycles are very kind of like, so we want to imagine like, I mean, obviously for us marketers, like we want to, okay, so let's do this like very, straight line, here, like we buy ads and here customer purchases. But in reality, it's like, it's like
right, yeah,
multiple touch points. But I mean, every business is different. Like at the end of the day, like data will tell you like what's right for your business. And all of the kind of like assumptions, like personal. Okay, so even if everyone says like Instagram is better than Facebook or Facebook is better than Instagram, it has to be tested. So
right.
we made those assumptions like before. If I was saying, I mean,
it's like us saying this landing page is going to convert better than this one, but until you split the traffic, you really don't know, right?
Yeah.
And
then it turns out like many times that that you're actually wrong. And
yeah, absolutely.
And having that kind of like be like open-minded to those like results and kind of like just analyzing the data, then I think that's one of the core things that every marketer needs to have.
Amazing. So Paul's just asked, have you ever tried push traffic? Do you run any push traffic?
No, we don't do.
Something you haven't touched?
No.
Okay, that's fair enough. He said to try it, so maybe that's next week's task for your internal office. Big shout out to Adam from DFO. Good to see you, mate. He said big fans of us both. That's great. So we got another question on the live stream. Let me see who wrote this. So this is a guy called Liam. Hey Liam, how's it going? He's actually a customer of ours. Great to see you, Liam. So he's asked what type of ads do you tend to run to the top of the funnel? So they have a low-priced beauty product, a collagen powder product. What type of ads are you running to top of funnel to that kind of product, like physical products?
Oh, very good. What is
sort
it
of ads are you running?
Okay, so low price, how much is that? Like $15, $20 or
something like that? Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, it's just like direct response. Like typically with beauty products, okay, collagen powder. So customer testimonials. Like I think that's kind of because there's so many different brands, right? And so many especially like that kind of like niche.
Yeah.
So many brands competing for the customers. So it's pretty much communicating either like how you differentiate from the from the competitors, like what's your kind of like unique story, and then utilizing customer customer testimonials.
Yes. Video ads, is this?
Yeah, very like and very like it's because it's just like video ads, and like this is beauty products. It has to be like perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like even like random, not random, but kind of like where customers say, oh, I mean, I've used this product.
It's the same on a landing page, as authentic as possible, really. Like even a selfie, like you're saying, converts very well.
Yeah, exactly. And we have some clients also in like beauty niche, and that's exactly what's working. Another thing is like with beauty products, so collagen, for example, let's do so 30 pounds. I mean, yeah, it's still like it's like direct response. You have like the call to action, and you optimize for purchase, right away. So having, for example, okay, so here's how to make like a shake, or how to make like a collagen powder drink. Okay, so step one, put this. Step two, like put this. Like kind of like demonstration of the product, like 15-20 seconds, and then testimonials, like boom, 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 boom. That's it.
I quite like that concept, because you're not aggressively selling the product. You're kind of saying to make this amazing juice, or to make this amazing face, to make your face look, utilize these products, and one of them happens to be that product, and it's quite a nice way of selling, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Really cool. Okay, let's get into some more questions. So a very quick question. Shopify or WordPress? WooCom or Shopify? You?
Oh man, I mean, I think it depends. Like Shopify is good. It's like quite, it's quite flexible, and it's fast to set up. From my experience, like WordPress is probably not as it's like it requires a bit like more of a work to set up properly. Also, like for example, for like cash on delivery, WordPress might actually be better because it's more flexible for that purpose. But yeah, it's probably like depends on the business model, depends on the countries where you're selling. If you're just selling like worldwide, US, UK, like developed countries, then probably Shopify. But I know some businesses that have like scaled like pop socks, if you're familiar with
We've worked for them.
They have the WordPress.
Like, we get a wide range of people on both platforms. I think it's a personal preference. I think ultimately, if you want to scale with direct response and a single product store, then you need to take it out of both of those platforms. Shopify is okay. It's more kind of scalable, but you need a kind of API integration on the back end and have static pages on the front end. But that's just a technical side of things.
Yeah, that's
next level stuff, right? We're not here to talk about landing pages today. We're here to talk to Alex about traffic.
You're right. You're ready like to build the strategy.
So Adam has asked. He's saying, a very topical question with the coronavirus. Are you trying anything different, like reserve your spot, or pay your deposit now and get the product later, or is inventory just on hold with obviously a lot of products coming from China and stuff like this? Are you finding that that's slowed down the market? Are you having issues with that at the moment?
Yeah, I have some, like, because it's like with this virus, like the way it happened, just kind of like transitioned immediately from the Chinese New Year. And so so Chinese New Year, there's a delay, and everyone knows that it happens every single year. And so that's kind of like what everyone has expected. So we had like sequences, for example, how to like basically the product shipping will be delayed, and we'll provide you like a gift. So if you just wait, or if you want to cancel your order, please do. We haven't tested these like reserve your spot or deposit. We're just notifying customers. Like we have sequences that are notifying customers that the products will be like delayed.
Sure.
Yeah, but the problem is that like it's delayed once and then delayed again and then again.
You can't predict a final delivery date or anything. So are you seeing conversions down at this part?
No, I mean like on some of the products, some of the clients have like their sales have declined quite.
But a clever way that you're adapting with that is being very open and honest on the front end and saying these products may be delayed, but we'll give you a free gift.
Yeah, that's what that's what we do.
I guess another clever way, just thinking out loud, like I don't know if you've tried this, but maybe offering them like a discount on an additional purchase in the future, because then you're getting their business anyway, right? They're coming back again, plus they're happy that they're getting a discount.
Definitely. So yeah, basically these these ways. I mean, there's like definitely damage, that this has caused to our clients, their own projects. But I mean, we have to adapt somehow.
Right.
So yeah, we're just trying to be like as transparent as possible. So that's one. If you just like hiding and that's like guys, where's my order?
Yeah. Then again, a lot of chargebacks are coming, and
like reach out. Like for example, if you had this. Like complication, then it might be just like your agent or your supplier is not capable to find to source the product. So I think having like a good agent, good supplier in that case is very like.
That's definitely one takeaway from this video. You've mentioned a couple of times is having that relationship with someone.
Yeah, and I shared with you. So if you want to share with guys, like these are the people that we have worked. Like I shared with you on Messenger, so you can share with guys. Basically, these are the people we worked with. Our clients work with them.
Yeah.
So we know they're like reliable and their pricing is like reasonable. They can source many products now, even with all of the like coronavirus stuff.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Yeah. So Adam was just saying, kind of running like a Kickstarter model, I guess, where you kind of gets funded before it's released. Adam, it'd be interested to know if you've tried that. Have you tried that over where you guys are? Let me know in the comments. But let's move on to some of the other questions. So someone has asked, do you ever split test your landing pages? So let's say, for example, you've got a new product, you build a ClickFunnels page, or you build a page wherever your client has a store. Are you sending traffic to split test, or are you just sending it to one page straight away?
So you mean like a split testing between like the website and the page,
or just split testing pages or website? Just yeah. Are you sending traffic to two different landing pages and seeing which one converts best, or?
Oh yeah. So the way we do it, we do it gradually. So first we do the Shopify. So for example, on Facebook, like on more like tactical level. So let's say we have like the campaign. Like call to acquisition, sending people to the Shopify page. So we name it accordingly. So it would be like Shopify page, product page basically. So you'd see kind of like the ROAS on that, kind of the results on that. Then we'd have basically replicated kind of like the another campaign, pretty much sending traffic to the landing page. And then we would see the ROAS, right? If ROAS would be like dramatically kind of like drastically different on one of these, then we know we have something. And the way we calculate the conversion rates, like very simple. We just divide the number of unique link clicks on Facebook, per number of purchases by number of unique link clicks. Right. So we have the conversion rates pretty much, and so we see what converts better. That's not like statistically significant. It's not like 100% accurate, but gives like the kind of like the ballpark, and
you can still see a clear winner.
Yeah. So that's basically what we're looking for. And the same goes with the funnel. So for example, we have another campaign funnel, so we know like the whole data in that campaign is for the funnel.
Yeah.
We see, how it works, and we make a decision whether which one is basically more profitable.
Awesome. Okay, so let's move on. So someone live in the lab, if you're not watching live in the lab, head on over to landingpagelab.com and join the free group, has asked you, how much money do you tend to spend on an ad account before you start targeting broad and letting Facebook Learning Machine take over?
Very good question. So someone clearly understands the
algorithm of Facebook, right? Yeah.
That depends on the product, because, like for example, beauty products like health and beauty, like wide appeal products that don't need a lot of targeting by default, like those you can start, like for example, health and wellness. I don't know how much, like 15.
Yeah.
Like
Sorry,
15, 20, 15, 20, like 25 million people. Beauty. Like you can start from the start, like from the beginning, like with quite wide audiences, and it will perform because the product is so like wide appeal that it will appeal like to so many people, and it will be good. It will be profitable. With other products that are more niche, you definitely need like a bit more data. And in terms of like specific numbers, probably like few hundred purchase events before you start kind of like expanding very wide.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Great answer. So let's get into a couple more questions, if that's okay. How would you go about choosing a product? Do you run small tests first? So basically someone who, hasn't got a product, they want to sell a product. Do you test multiple products, see which one converts, just run some small tests like we mentioned, just get a quick landing page up, throw some ads at it and see what sticks?
Yeah, that's it. Like pretty much, because like what I've learned is like, even if something works from other people, it's not necessarily will be like, will be applicable for you. So even for example, you see that, some other people, kill it with some product, then you try the same product and doesn't work for you. So, and then, they're like previously, I would just like, okay, it must work, let's just dump more money. Let's just dump more money into it. It must work. Let's buy the data. Now it's like, okay, so if it doesn't work, okay, let's make adjustments. Let's change this and this. So we read the data, we analyze, okay, so where is the breakdown happening? For example, whether it's happening on the, I think Alex Brown from DFO, like he had an amazing presentation in Barcelona last year, where it's like how these guys like analyzing the data. Like, so for example, if people are transitioning from the initial like landing page to the to the order page, or like another like pre-sale page, kind of like where is that breakdown happening? So same here, we just like analyzing like where that breakdown is happening. If we see that, okay, it's like we are not far from like breaking even point, then we definitely spend more money on it. We improve the elements that need to be improved. So kind of like, I think breaking it down like into different like elements and stages, and then kind of like tackling each of these in segmenting, that will help a lot to make it profitable. But initially, just to get the proof of concept, just quick tests, fast, either Shopify page or landing page.
And I guess the most the kind of easiest way to do that is to drop ship, right? Is to use something like AliExpress or somewhere similar. Maybe I'm not an expert in that space, but maybe you've got a session where you can just test a concept of a cheaper product that's shipped for them. They don't have to handle any fulfillment or anything like that. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. You want to test it out. I mean, when you build like a good relationship with your suppliers, they can all actually like facilitate this like testing.
The test, right? Okay. So there's no minimums. They're just saying, go and try and see if it sells. We'll fulfill it, and then if it does, we'll kind of scale up, put your own brand on it, and all that kind of stuff. Interesting. So again, another big push for finding that kind of trusted supplier, which is really good. Cool. So we've been asked on the live feed in live inside the lab. Do you run offers internationally? And if so, do you make different landing pages per kind of language and region? Do you kind of switch the language over depending on who you're targeting, or do you just go kind of English?
For sure. Like, if we do like internationally, then we definitely do the landing pages. I mean, we haven't done that enough. We definitely like probably leaving a lot of money on the table, like like by expanding internationally. So DFO guys, like they make like tremendous job in this. Like they sell internationally like very aggressively. For us, like we mostly focus on certain like European markets. Sure. We have recurrent markets that we focus on, and then the international market English. So that's it. Because every market, like you have to, it's not like just the landing page, but then the payment processors, kind of the support. So there are certain like moving parts that need to be put in place if you want to like have everything run smoothly. But there's a lot of opportunity in local markets, because some of my clients, for example, one of my clients, like he works in a Dutch market, so he runs like a drop shipping store, $500,000-$600,000 per month in sales. So very, very decent, like for a small country, for a small market.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So going into another question about lookalikes. So someone's just asked, do you work with lookalikes, and any tips if you're using them?
Yeah, definitely. So lookalikes, I mean, performance of the lookalikes depends on the accounts. There are certain accounts that work better with broad interest or no targeting, and there are certain accounts that work better with lookalikes. So with lookalikes, depending on the amount of data that you accumulate, you will need to lookalikes. There are options to kind of like create these like small buckets of like 1%, 1 to 2%, 3 to 5%. Or you can do like wider range, which is like from 0 to, let's say, from 1 to 10. So I've noticed, for example, lately the kind of like that wider range, like from 1 to 10, like bigger kind of like range, lookalike work very well. So I'd recommend to test it. Then in terms of lookalikes, it's also not everything that's like logical works. Like, for example, lookalike from purchases might work like worse than lookalikes from the let's say Instagram page engagement for some reason, with certain accounts. So with lookalikes, it's kind of like again, all of the assumptions, like you have to just turn them off and just test it out. We have the basically the framework. So initially, like when we get the initial data, we do the lookalikes from the like view content, then add to cart, then initiate checkout. With accounts where we have a lot of data, we do a lot of the testing with like lifetime value, kind of like the most valuable customers, like for example, customers who purchase like 2 or 3 times, and then using lookalikes of those customers. Those typically work very well. But again, for that, you need like a lot of data. You need to have like a lot of data and big customer list to facilitate those.
Sure.
But yeah, those are very good. If you have the chance to utilize those, then I would just put like a very big emphasis on that.
Perfect. Awesome answer. So many golden nuggets been shared. Really appreciate it. Once again, if you're watching this replay on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe and make sure you join us live in a lab at landingpagelab.com. But we've got 2 or 3 more questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Firing them at you. I'm putting you on the spot, but you're swinging and batting them back to me. So it's awesome. Some really good answers. So someone has asked live in the lab, are you using Facebook's attribution tool? Facebook tends to show a really high ROAS when compared to Google Analytics. Is that something you've seen as a problem? Have you ever?
Yeah, Facebook tracking is definitely off. Just had a call before we jumped on this call. One of the clients, so their tracking is like off like 50%. That's quite a big like issue. For that, I mean, so what we're testing now is like there is a tool called Hirus. So we're testing that for basically seeing how the
Hirus, did you say?
Yeah, Hirus.
Is that Alex Becker's?
Yeah, Alex Becker. Yeah. So we're testing. It's quite good actually.
Okay, cool.
And so it's kind of like matching the purchases with it's like offline conversions on Facebook. I mean, offline conversions, they would be like 5-10% typically. This one seems to have like a quite better, like the the range of kind of like the matching the results better. So it's kind of matching the purchases in Stripe and PayPal and matching them to exact ads and ad sets that have delivered them. So you can see kind of like clearly how your tracking is off. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Facebook,
is that kind of is that still because I know it's in like beta, isn't it? Is it still like invite only, or can anyone join that?
You have to apply for a call, and then they then they offer you this, and I don't know. Yeah, I bought like kind of like the whole like package and stuff.
Right. Either way, you'd probably recommend against using Facebook's tracking. Because...
Yeah. Facebook. I mean, you can use it. Like obviously, you need to use something, but having some kind of like second. Not Google Analytics probably, because those are like totally like two different kind of like attribution, how they see this, the whole like attribution. But and another, that's one thing, and then another is just using like one-day click on Facebook. as kind of like, so if you go to performance, if you go to customize columns and you choose like one day click, basically, so pretty much all of the attribution will be based on 1 day click. So you will get like, quite like, I mean, not 100% accurate, but you'll have some improved accuracy with that.
Awesome. So there's a great tip. So go to 1 day click. Perfect. Love it. Okay. So the final question, and someone said this may be geared towards me a little bit more, but speaking from your experience, are there any kind of quick tweaks that you've used on product pages, stores, landing pages, whatever, that have a kind of instant increase in conversion rates? Any tips that you can give that you've made in your experience on kind of a product page or a sales page or ClickFunnels page that have added to conversion rates?
Yeah, and I think, yeah, it's definitely your area of expertise, man. Yeah, in terms of like pages, I think like collecting emails is a big one. So
how would you do that take us through the journey from ad click to wherever they're going? What does that look like to collect an email?
Definitely. So, I mean, for example, with, basically with, on your landing page, where you're driving traffic, like if someone visits, like most people will not purchase right away, right? That's for sure. So typical website has like 2-3% conversion rate. So if you can collect, let's say 10-20% of people that are, basically not like, they don't want to buy like today, but they might buy like another, like in like 1 week, 1 month from now. Maybe they don't need your product like today, maybe they'll need it later. So collecting emails and I mean, some of the, obviously the way when people think about like collecting emails, always like giving out the discount or, some kind of like incentive. That's definitely like one of the ways, or a lot of like Shopify and dropshippers and e-commerce brands that use like this wheelio, where it's like,
on the side that pops out. Is that against Facebook terms now though, or no? You seem to get away with it.
Yeah, exit pop-up. Like,
yeah, because like exit pop, there's all the fuss that's against terms. I mean, some of our clients still run them and it's fine, but sometimes they'll obviously flag the exit pop or the wheel or
Yeah, so like having, for example, like submit, give us your email. So take like a participation, like win like $500 gift card.
Yes, yeah.
$1,000 like gift card. I mean, you'll have like 10% of people giving you their email. That you can have like sequences. Obviously, you have to like set up the sequences to kind of like hit those people and get them into the purchase. I know some brands that have this like welcome. It's called like welcome email series, like 5 to 7 emails.
Yeah,
I mean they're making like like few dollars per for every.
Yeah, we've got a really good video on our YouTube channel with a guy called Curtis, who's actually our partner for copywriting, and he recommends this kind of approach that you do a 5 to 7 email sequence where you offer value first, and then you offer a discount, and then you sell the product on the back end. Are you actually driving? Do you ever? And there's no right or wrong answer here. Do you ever drive traffic to just opt-in pages where you just give something away or enter a gift and then sell them the product on the back end? Are you doing any of that, or are you just still going straight to a product page or sales page?
Yeah, like most go straight for the purchase. Yeah, we do like with some of the clients we do the giveaways. It's not like, it's kind of like to calculate the actual like ROI, and that is a bit difficult. Like, so Facebook doesn't show, like Facebook shows like quite low ROIs on that, but then it's kind of like just the expectation that those people will purchase from you in the future.
You're looking at long-term value, right?
Yeah. So I would not recommend to do that as a kind of like the front end. So front end like still would be like optimizing for purchase and measuring and where you're spending money, and then improving based on that. But it's kind of like as a supplementary if you're looking to expand the brand, and if you're looking to get more people on your email list, and then you know that your numbers that if someone is in your list, then sooner or later they'll buy and invest into that. Then definitely like giveaways,
a giveaway or something. Yeah.
So giveaways, for example, with giveaway, like what works, like the bigger the package, the bigger the perceived, like, so if you, for example, okay, I'm giving like $100 like coupon, like win $100 or win $20,000 like trip to like Bali with all of your family, and like, I mean that one definitely will convert better because the perceived value is much higher, and so you'll have like typically so with giveaways you'll get like 10 cent 5, 10 cent, 20 cent, from 5 to 20 cent per email. I mean, whether those people purchased or not, it's kind of like your, you know, you will see, like, it will take some time for you to see it.
Yeah, I guess that just depends on your follow-up funnel and your email sequence and how good your copy and content is in those emails and stuff like that. Again, I would recommend getting a direct response sales page or funnel to send from that email so that people are clicking to purchase. They're not just viewing around your store. But awesome. No, makes sense. Really good. Okay, so I think we're all out of questions here. So really, really appreciate your time. There's been some amazing tips that you've shared with us. What I'd like you to do now is people can get in touch with you, what you're up to these days, and how people can contact you if they want to ask you some more questions or maybe even hire you.
Yeah, definitely. So I have the community. So Facebook Ask Rockstars.
Amazing community. Yeah, it's brilliant community.
Thank you. And so Facebook Ask Rockstars. So you can find it there. And yeah, my website is alexfedotoff.com. It's double F at the end. And yeah, I mean that's yeah. Just get in touch if you're looking for any help. Yeah, join our group for like free information, tips, strategies. We share amazing interviews like with Oliver.
Our interview did get some really good feedback, so I'm going to let you say that one. That's good. Hopefully this gets the same, because we've got loads of comments live in the lab. So really appreciate your time. Like I was saying, if you are watching this on a replay on YouTube, hit subscribe. If you're not inside the lab, make sure you join that by going to landingpagelab.com. Make sure you check out the Facebook Rockstars group as well. It's well worth joining. Alex, thanks again for your time, and we'll catch you on another episode of Live in the Lab. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Cheers.